All right. Welcome back, everyone, to the Raising Kids Pushing Weights podcast. It's been a while. It's been almost a month since I recorded an episode, took some time off for the holidays, and now we're just getting back into 2024. So happy New Year, happy 2024. I hope you had an awesome holiday season. We definitely did. It was awesome to see Peyton at Christmas. Now that she's almost 2 years old, she's definitely getting in the spirit of things, loving the lights, loving Christmas songs, Christmas movies. I'm not going to lie, we are still on January 15th listening to Christmas music because her favorite songs right now are Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, Jingle Bells, and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So she is consistently asking Alexa to play those three songs every single day. And I'm not going to lie, it kind of keeps the spirit alive, which is pretty cool. But no, we had a great Christmas. We got to get to the snow, see family. I enjoyed myself, took some time off of working out. Now I'm back on the train, which is definitely tough. Yeah, those first couple workouts that I got back into it, I was super sore. So going through what everyone goes through when they get started with working out, it's tough. You lose motivation. But you know what? The more I did it, the more I got back in the routine. And now that I'm on the second week of consistent workouts, I'm back in the routine of things and I feel great. So now that it's January, I do have a few, resolutions for myself. I don't love making resolutions, but hey, it's a great time of year to hit that refresh, to hit that restart button, to plan out a couple goals that you want to reach in 2024, then to hopefully have that as like your North Star throughout the year. So for myself, a couple things that I want to do this year is I want to see 199 on the scale. It's been a couple years since I've been down into the 190s. Right now, I'm currently at about 215, which is a little heavier than what I want to be at. But, I got up there because I was lifting a lot of weights in December, so built a little bit of muscle. But this year, at some point, and hopefully it's going to be in the first few months of the year, I want to drop down at 199. But I want to do it right. I don't want to just go on a crash diet and lose 15 pounds, 16 pounds just to see it. I'm going to keep my protein high. I'm going to keep my lifting going to not lose much muscle. And I'm going to do it the right way to try to remove body fat so then the muscle reveals itself more and I can have the most muscle as possible and lose the least amount of muscle when I get to 199. Make sense? Other things, let's see, what else? I got some business goals and things like that. You don't want to hear about that. But my other goal is to stay consistent with this podcast. I want to make this podcast twice a month. Whether it is talking about a subject that hopefully helps other parents, whether it is speaking about my own experiences, but I want to stay consistent with it. I want to have this open communication with other people out there who might be parents, who might just be regular people without kids or whatever it is. So hopefully help you this year eat healthier and stay moving. All right, so let's see. It is January, which means you might have some resolutions. People always make these resolutions, and at the top of the list usually means some sort of working out, eating healthier, eating healthier, or just being healthier, something to do with health and fitness. So in today's episode, I'm going to talk about 3 keys to help people, more specifically busy parents, stay fit this year. But honestly, even if you're not a parent, these 3 keys are going to help you throughout the year as well. So chances are you made a resolution, and like I said, chances are it has something to do with health, like losing weight or getting stronger or just being healthier overall. Totally fine. Yes, a lot of people do that. The problem is about 43%, stats show us 43% of people fail their resolution by the end of January. And over 90% of people fail their resolution overall. Over 90%. So let's change that. Well, at least for you listening, right? Because you're going to follow these 3 keys and you're going to follow through on your health and fitness goals this year, those resolutions. All right? You're not going to be one of the 90%. We're going to be those 10%ers who actually follow through and do it. Okay? So here we go. Let's talk about those 3 keys that you need to do this year to get and stay fit. Number 1 is quick workouts that fit your goals, schedule, and lifestyle. So many times I talk to people who aren't doing anything because they don't have the perfect situation. They think they need to get to the gym for an hour a day, 5 times a week. They think they need to have this grand workout plan, but since they don't have time for it or they don't have the equipment for it, they do nothing. It's like this all or nothing. It has to be great or I'm doing nothing. When in reality, you can get great results in just 20 minutes of working out. You can use dumbbells, your body weight, and you can still get awesome results. And the thing is, if that's your only option, then you should be freaking doing it. All right. It doesn't have to be this, I need all this equipment. I need 1 hour a day. I need 30 minutes to shower afterwards. And then I get on my day. It's like, no, you just do what you can. If it's 20 minutes, get in, get out, get a great workout in. And trust me, it's enough. Okay. So if you are someone who is super busy, if you have kids or a busy schedule, it might have to be early mornings before the kids wake up. It might have to be at night when the kids go to bed. It might have to be during nap time, or if you can break away for lunch for just 20 minutes to get it done. You got to map it out in your life. You got to carve out the time in your schedule. And honestly, you got to suck it up and wake up early if that's your only option, okay? But again, number one, find these quick workouts that you can do in your life, which I think everyone can find 20 minutes to do a workout. All right. So that's number one. Find workouts that are actually going to fit your schedule and your lifestyle. Number two, meal prep specific foods that you can always have for a healthy meal. This is something that I preach to all my clients. It's something that I do myself. I always try to meal prep ingredients, not so much specific meals. I might have a meal in mind that I'm making this towards, but I'm always meal prepping things like a protein, like a meat, like chicken or steak or fish or something that I can have for multiple meals. I'm also meal prepping something like sweet potatoes or quinoa, or even having rice that I can microwave. I'm also usually prepping some sort of veggie, whether I'm sauteing veggies, Brussels sprouts, bell peppers, whatever it is. And what that's going to do by just having those three things in Tupperwares, I always have access to a healthy meal. So if it's a lunchtime, maybe I'll throw down a base of spinach or a green and then throw all those things on top, throw on a healthy dressing, and I always have a healthy meal ready to go. All right. By doing that, by having this healthy meal, the healthy ingredients in your fridge consistently, you always know you can turn towards the healthy meal. So there's no, man, that's going to take an hour to cook, or shoot, you know what? Let's just stop off and get some food, because you have healthy meals ready to go in your fridge. You just have to piece it together. All right. So go into every single week with those things prepped. I promise you it makes a huge difference, and you can have an idea going into the week. For myself this week, I prepped a tri-tip, and then I also prepped some bell peppers, and I made this dressing out of olive oil, balsamic vinegar, and Dijon mustard that I store as well. So this is the salad that I made. I made some spinach. I threw down the tri-tip. I had some quinoa. Sorry, I prepped some quinoa as well. I threw on some veggies that I sauteed, and then I had some sliced tomatoes that I put on, and then I put some feta cheese on, and then I put my dressing on. And you know what? It took about 5 minutes to prepare because I did the prep work ahead of time. Okay? So doing things like that is going to save you a ton of time and help you stay consistent with your healthy eating. All right, that is number two. And finally, number three, this one honestly might make the biggest impact for yourself. It is to stay active throughout the day. NEAT is something that doesn't get talked about often, but that is non-exercise activity thermogenesis, or some fancy word like that I can't remember off the top of my head. But it basically is the calories that you burn outside of your workout throughout the day. Most people think that just because they work out for an hour a day, they're good. They burned their calories. And then they sit at their desk for another 8 hours, and then they go home and they sit on the couch, and then they go and lay in their bed, and they don't move the rest of the day, which is not what you need to do. You need to stay active. Get up and go for walks. If you can, if you're not working out first thing in the morning, maybe try to wake up and go for a 10-minute walk, or just move. Maybe like go through a yoga flow. Try to burn some calories just by moving. Not so much a workout, just stay active. Lunchtime walks are another big one, or after dinner walks. It just can be 10 minutes morning, 10 minutes in the afternoon, and 10 minutes in the evening. That's 30 minutes of walking right there. I promise you that's going to burn a ton of calories right there. Actually, it shows us that NEAT is 15 to 30% of your calories burned. So you can literally burn hundreds of more calories just by adding this in this movement throughout your day. Okay, so just because you worked out doesn't mean you get to sit around and do nothing for the other 23 hours of the day. All right, that is the biggest one. I promise you that one's going to have a huge impact. If you have kids who run around like Peyton, who's almost 2, then obviously you are going to stay pretty active. Get up and play with them. Go for walks. It'll keep you moving. It'll keep you burning calories. All right, those are the 3. So yeah, that's about it. Those are the main 3. So take some time and go through each of these 3 and map out how you're going to crush your resolutions this year. I promise you, if you can do these 3 things consistently, you are going to be well ahead of everyone else, and you have a great shot at actually reaching your resolution this year. All right, that's the serious stuff. Other updates for those who care, who stuck around this episode to hear me ramble about our family. The kids and family are doing great. Lauren still has a couple months of leave, which is awesome to have her home during this time. But she is going back to work in March, so we are going to start Peyton at a daycare, which I am honestly terrified for. The idea of dropping her off at a house, and I understand it's an in-home daycare, there's only like 6 kids, it's small, but the idea of dropping her off at someone else's house and us leaving, and she doesn't really necessarily know these people, at least right away, terrifies me, scares the crap out of me. So if there are any tips from parents who have gone through this, because I know a lot of parents use daycare, they are greatly appreciated. Send me a message or whatever it is. Give me some tips. Let me know it's going to be okay, because I'm not looking forward to that first day of dropping her off. It's going to be a tough one for me. But that's okay. Overall, we're doing great. And honestly, the daycare's right around the corner from us. Again, it's 6 kids. The people who run it are awesome people. It's just me. It's more me. But overall, we're doing great. I'll have more stories and updates in the next episode. But I'm back. Happy January. Happy 2024. Let's make this a great year. Let's blow up this podcast. How about that? Share this episode. If you enjoyed this episode, if you like what I talk about, if you have ideas for me to talk about, send me a message. But if you liked it, share it with a friend, share it with someone who might benefit from these tips. All right, I'll see you on the next episode.